Welcome to Funnel Hacker Radio Podcast, where we go behind the scenes and uncover the tactics and strategies top entrepreneurs are using to make more sales, dominate their markets, and how you can get those same results. Here is your host, Dave Woodward.
Hey everybody, you guys are in for a crazy ride today. I want to introduce you to Scott Marshall. Scott, welcome to the show.
Hey buddy, thanks for having me.
So if you guys don't know who Scott is, he's one of our 2 Comma Club winners. He owns a company called 2commafunnels.com. He's also one of our roundtable hosts. And I just found out that basically he just ripped off all of ClickFunnels' onboarding sequence to build his own company. So with that said, I want to introduce Scott, and you guys are going to love the conversation today.
I appreciate that. I really do. Thanks for the shout out.
So it's been really cool, though, to see what you guys have been doing. So really, guys, one of the main things we want to talk to you about today is one of the things Scott is having phenomenal success at is live webinars. And these are different than the typical webinars that you guys are used to. So I want Scott to kind of tell you a little bit about what he's doing and what really is a live webinar. So Scott, what's a live webinar?
Yeah, so for us, we've had a lot of success in this area. Just to give you a quick background, we do financial education and software, right? And so we drive people into a live presentation, typically through GoToWebinar, and we have a live presenter inside of that. And then we also have an incredible sales staff. And so we look for key metrics through, typically it's a 90-minute webinar. And we look for key metrics. One, we'll look for how long you stay inside of that webinar. And then we do what's called raised hands. And then based on those raised hands is how we build our sales pipelines. And then we start selling you through our whole value ladder inside of that as well. And then before that, there's a whole process of taking you through the value ladder that we all know through .com secrets of getting you into a tripwire product. And so either before you come to the webinar, we're giving you an opportunity to get anywhere from $1 to a $200 product that's either going to be a trial or it's going to be a one-time charge or it's going to be a subscription, because we know that when we get you into a live webinar and you have one of those products, the chances of you upselling is anywhere from 8% to 12% for us. And so
Scott, I want to make sure people understand, because most people think of webinars as free and I'm going to sell this high ticket thing at the end. What you were just talking to me about earlier was you want to make sure you get money up front as soon as possible. And I think the one we were just talking about was $1, and it gives you basically about a 10% chance that person who pays $1 is going to then turn around and spend $8,000 with you by the end of the sale.
Yeah, kind of insane, right? But so what we did is we funnel hacked. At the time, I think I just called it ripping. I ripped literally Russell's onboarding sequence for ClickFunnels. And we said, instead of doing a 14-day trial, why don't we just give you a $7 trial for $1? Because what we found was through testing hundreds of thousands of dollars and hundreds of thousands of leads, that if someone just takes out their credit card, and even if it's 99 cents before they come into that webinar, the chances of them upselling to our $8,000 flagship is 10%. And so it just makes sense. Make sure that the journey is, hey, look, I'm going to show you this incredible system, or I'm going to show you this incredible way how you can achieve your goal to get to where your dream destination is. But before you do, I want to give you the exact same tool that I'm going to use inside of this presentation, this live webinar. And guess what? Instead of paying hundreds of dollars, I'm going to let you get it right now for $1. You just have to cover the cost. And the act of doing that is making millions of dollars because of it.
Scott, I love that idea. I think we've always talked about, the hardest dollar to ever get is the first dollar online. But once a person goes from being a prospect to a client or a customer, it totally changes the relationship. And so getting them to take that dollar out is a phenomenal opportunity for you guys. I think that's just crazy cool how you guys are doing it.
Yeah, and I'm saying one of the biggest things that I see with working with a lot of companies is that they just don't know the process, right? And they don't know the right process for them. And when you've got a sales floor, figuring out how you qualify an actual lead is so substantial to being able to scale up. And so when you're talking on a huge budget, and I know everybody doesn't have the same budget as perspective, but when you're spending $300,000 to $500,000 a month on leads, and you're getting 350,000 to 500,000 leads a month, you can't staff the volume that you would need to be able to work every single one of those leads. So you've got to start getting qualifiers. And so if I can just go get 2,000 out of those 3,000 people that I know are highly qualified because they've already given me their credit card, well, now my cost of everything goes down. And so it just makes sense.
Scott, that's just awesome. So tell people as far as what are some of the strategies you guys are using to get them to pay you up front?
Yeah, so we'll do we'll bring them into just a basic webinar funnel. We'll do a squeeze page, and we'll typically get like 35 to 40% on those squeeze pages, so that we can get our cost per lead down. But what we typically do is we sell you on that dream destination right from the get-go, and the journey through that funnel and the drip series is reinforcing that destination, right? So most people want to figure out how to make money, right? Whether that's online or through a system or through education, right? And so what we do is during that journey is we want to give you a tool that's exactly going to get you there faster, right? And so Russell talks about this a lot, right? Is you've really got one opportunity to make that switch before you start stacking. And so from the get-go, we start saying, let me take you out the current vehicle that you're in, right? You want to retire earlier. You want to be able to take your family on that vacation that you've always wanted to do. You want to be able to pick your kids up when you want to be able to pick your kids up instead of working 60 hours a week. We've got the system that's going to get you there. We've got the car that's going to take you to that destination. But now let me show you how I can upgrade that car. So, instead of you've got to go over hills. So instead of using your current tires, I'm going to go to put on fatter tires so that you can go off road and you can get there even faster. Here's the tool that's going to get you there.
Very cool.
And it's just it works.
So kind of the whole blue ocean is taking them off road then.
There you go. Absolutely. I think you just gave me a new marketing plug before I even realized it. But yeah.
No, I think that's amazing. So now you've got these people online and you're doing the webinars. You guys are doing serious numbers. I think you said like 42 million in volume last year, 15 million of it through ClickFunnels, 500,000 leads a month. I mean, you guys are doing some serious numbers. So
yeah, it's pretty intense.
So now they come through your front end funnel. They paid you $1 up to $1 to $200, whatever it might be. What's the back end?
Yeah, so the back end is where it really gets crazy for us. Is after we've got you on that $8,000 flagship, which is like an education package. It's really giving you everything that you need to get started inside of this industry. But then what we do is we do back-end webinars and we do back-end sessions. We'll do like training sessions. And inside of those training sessions, we're selling you additional items to keep stacking it, right? And so we teach financial education. And so there's always new tools and there's always new courses. Like we have a catalog of like 30 different courses. And so at any time with our pipeline on the back end, since we have like 10,000 people that we've sold at this point and we're constantly engaging them, we're constantly every month giving them a new offer that they can then go purchase. And that's where the real money is for us, because at that point we've paid for the lead, we've paid for our advertising. Now it's just a case of letting them consume all of our suite of products.
That's fantastic. So tell me on the webinar, are you closing them on the $8,000 sale? Or are you taking an application and then having people follow up? How's the webinar end?
Yeah, so how that webinar run is we do the raised hands. Hey, look, if this makes sense to you, raise your hand, type in your phone number. And then we do like the option A, option B. Like, hey, look.
Hey, Scott, I'm going to slow you down there because
Yep.
a lot of people don't understand what you mean by raised hands. So
explain
to people what raised hands are.
So it's just like an engagement. We'll ask engaging questions to make sure that this package or this offer or this system makes sense to you. And so it's just a little buy-in, like little micro commitments of, hey, look, if you're seeing if this is making sense to you right now and you can see this opportunity, I want you to type in your phone number, or I want you to say yes. And we do that throughout the webinar. And then at the end, we say, hey, look, if option A makes sense to you and you want to take this offer, we only have a limited amount of seats. We do obviously urgency. We need you to type in your phone number right now and raise your hand. And so it's really like it's a micro commitment through the webinar. And that way, when you've got 500 people in the webinar, you can't just go call 500 people right then and there. That way, the 10 to 20% of those people that raise their hand, I now have a designated 20 sales guys that can just go and concentrate on those people first.
Fantastic. So you're getting them to raise their hand, and then you're having them basically enter their phone number in, and those are the people who basically you are reaching out to them.
Absolutely. Now, we already have their phone number on deck, but you know how this game works. A lot of people, when they're coming into a webinar, they're either putting in their wrong phone number. And so this way, it's that double confirmation.
Awesome. So if you don't mind telling me, what's your cost to get a person on a webinar?
Our cost of webinar is about $20.
Okay.
To actually attend.
So $20 to get someone to actually attend the webinar, and then your back end sale is $8,000.
Yeah.
And any idea as far as how many people it takes to get one sale?
Yeah, so we go through. That's a great question. So we go through about 350,000 leads a month to get anywhere from 300 to 350 sales.
Crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
So
and then so the other way that we look at this too is because one of the things that I really head on is the online micro products, those tripwire products. That's really a big focus for me. What I know is I sell about 2,000 of those micro products a month, and 10% of those will buy the 8,000. And so for every 2,000 buyers that I can get, and that cost per acquisition is about $90. It takes me about $90 to get someone to buy a $1 trial.
$9 or $90?
$90. Now, yet again, that has a rebill. So even if they don't buy the flagship product, I'm still making money because they're on a continuity. But I know that out of those 2,000 people, 10% of those every month are buying our $8,000 flagship. And that's how we're able to get the scalability.
So you said 10 or 10% of them?
10%.
So you've got 200 people who are basically spending $8,000 with you.
Yeah.
Those numbers work out pretty well.
Yeah, it's why we're able to staff as many people as we are and invest back into the company as strong as we are.
I think that's fantastic. So again, some of the main things here as far as takeaways obviously is getting people to pay up front to attend the webinar. And then once they're on the webinar, to get them to raise their hand and enter in something of personal value to them, like their phone number. And
absolutely,
obviously then you're following up with those people. And it's now more of a warm call instead of versus a cold call because they've asked you to call them.
Yep.
Are you getting any additional information? You haven't filled out an application or anything beforehand, or is it just enter your phone number and someone will give you a call?
Yeah, so we haven't done that yet. Like that's the next evolution for us, and we've done it with a few other processes, but we haven't done it on a grand scale of doing the whole high-end application. We've seen like Russell's, and we think it's genius. Also, Gary White's on the Weekend Warrior, like his funnel is pretty good, and so we're going to try and implement that either the end of this quarter or next quarter to see if we can get some kind of extra conversion rates there because it's genius.
Well, Scott, you're doing a great job, bud. I'm excited. Again, you'll be at Funnel Hacking Live. One of our 2 Comma Club winners is also one of our 2 Comma Club coaches who will be at our roundtable evening.
Absolutely.
And again, so if people want to find out more about you, Scott, how do they reach out to you?
Yeah, so they can go to scottfromscotland.com, which is Scott, the number 4, RM, Scotland.com, or they can go to 2commafunnels.com, and that's TWO, funnels.com.
Scott, that's awesome. Well, as we get close to wrapping things up, any other words of advice you have for our funnel hacker community?
Yeah, just, believe in the process, stay at it. And the biggest thing I see with new people and just people that are trying to make it to that next level is like, if you think you should do it, like you should probably do it. Whether that's a follow-up sequence, whether that's adding another page inside of your funnel, whether it's like spending that money, investing in yourself, like go with your gut and just do the extra work.
Great advice. Well, again, Scott, appreciate you taking time today and wish you all the best.
Dave, it was my pleasure.
One of the things that means a ton to me is the personal reviews that you guys leave on iTunes. If you wouldn't mind going out, rate the show. Let me know how I'm doing. Just go to iTunes, click on the episode and rate it. Leave a comment. I read all the comments. I appreciate all the stars and everything everyone's already left for me. Again, I really appreciate it, and it's my way of finding out how I'm doing. So if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for all that you guys do. Have a great day.